What is good? What is good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So, gamer, that's gamer with a three. And I hope everybody's having a good week so far. We are actually going to do something new today. This is something I have not installed before, a mod that I have been seeing around, but um, I figured with where I'm at in the game, I'll go ahead and do it. Um, I got another critical error, which seems to happen pretty frequently, especially when you're modding as much as I am. Somehow, again, my GTA version got updated and script hook was not recognizing the version, so I had to go back and revert everything. Um, but I also removed a lot of my mods. Well, actually, pretty much all my mods, except for so like right now, I only have um, my trainers installed, and I have the tools like um, the heap limit adjuster and those types of things, pack file limit adjuster. Those are the only mods that I currently have installed. Um, I figured we'll go ahead and start there with this vanilla expanded pack. So that's what we're installing. Vanilla expanded. We're going to start, of course, with the first one. This is dispatch, gang, and action. Um, Essentially, what this mod does is enhances the interactions that you have with the police, with gang members, and pedestrians. So there's different requirements as far as getting stars and getting your wanted level up. Police come with different equipment as your wanted level increases. Gangs are populating in different areas, different clothing. Um, Pedestrians, look at right here, 75% chance that pedestrians will fight you back. So I'm pretty sure that's more than what the normal game is. So it's a lot of different things. If you really want a comprehensive or detailed look at it, of course, this will be linked down in the description. I suggest you go ahead and take a look at it. And uh, yeah, so we'll go ahead and get it installed. I actually already did the download because it does take, I mean, it's not super long, but it's a pretty sizable download, so it takes a little bit of time. So I actually already downloaded it. So let me go ahead and open that. All right, and of course, so I always recommend take a look at the installation instructions. Now, one other thing that I would recommend taking a look at is the requirements, because there are some pretty specific requirements for this particular mod. Now, heap adjuster, pack file limit adjuster, of course, those I already have installed. Now, it's recommending this particular game config. Now, I already have the game config installed for unlimited cars, so I'm going to give it a shot without that, but there's probably a reason why they're recommending it. Let's see if it will work without it. So here's our instructions. So we're going to move the contents from, let's go into installation, GTA. So we're going to be moving all these contents into our GTA folder. I already got my GTA folder opened up. So we'll start out with these two. Now, the mods folder, I do have a couple mods installed. Just these are the two main ones, the single player, the easy mod folders. So what I'm actually going to do, instead of just copying over the mods folder, let's actually open it up, because all this we already have. And we get to this point here. Basically, this is like an add-on car, so we just have to add that to our DLC packs list. So I'll copy that over. All right, and then now we got to open up OpenIV so we can add that to our DLC list just like we would a add-on car. So we'll go to mods, update, update.rpf, common, data, scroll down to our DLC list, right click on it, and then we'll go to edit. We'll duplicate that last line. Delete what's in between the brackets and type VEDGA. Save that. All right, so that's the installation of the first part. We have an expanded portion that we're going to install as well. This one seems like it's more geared towards vehicles, but we'll take a look at that after. Again, there's a lot to this mod, and it might not be something that we'll be able to really test out immediately. It's probably things that we're going to see as the game goes on. Um, but I do want to make sure it at least starts up with the changes that we made. As I mentioned, this is a pretty big mod. You can tell, look, there's a team of people that worked on this. So shout out to them. We got the expansion team, all the I guess they're the actual developers of it, a number of helpers, and then a number of collaborators as well. So shout out to them. Appreciate the people that do this stuff and actually create the mods for us to use. So that's cool. But before we go ahead and install the expanded or the expansion of expansion, I guess, I'm going to start the game up and make sure that it's working with what we just installed here. Because that the worst thing to do is to install a grip of stuff and then start the game up and it doesn't work because then you're like, I damn, I don't know what it was that's causing the issue. So then you got to kind of go back one by one on installing things. So that's one of the biggest things I learned early with modding is don't install too much at one time. Take your time, install if you can install one thing at a time is what I would really recommend. But I get into the habit of doing that with add-on cars. It's not as much of a or it's not as big of a deal as like a mod like this, but like with add-on cars, I'll go in and I'll just find all these dope add-on cars and next thing you know, I have like 10, 12 installed. And then if I start the game up and it just stops working all of a sudden, I don't know which one may have caused the issue. So, all right. So we got through the first part. Let's see if it starts up through here. Yeah, we in there. All right. I'm not gonna play too much because, as you could tell, when I record with this particular app that I'm using to record currently, the gameplay when I'm playing a game, it's definitely lagging. So just wanted to make sure it worked. Game started up, so we're good there. So let me exit out of that, and then we are going to install the expansion now. So again, same thing with the expansion. I'll go ahead and link that down in the description. And again, credit out to the developers of this mod. I already got this one downloaded as well. So let's see what the installation will consist of for this one. Looks like basically the same thing. In fact, it is the same instructions. So we got another DLC. So again, you can just move the mod folder over if you want, but I have other mods installed, so I'm gonna drill down to DLC packs, and then this is what we're gonna add. So VEW we're gonna add to our DLC packs folder. There we go. And then again, back in OpenIV, the DLC list, right click, edit, right click, duplicate that line, and delete this. Now we got VEDW. Now, this is a bit different because it actually has us doing, it had an update folder. So copy update.rpf in your mods folder and drag the common DLC patch in X folder in the update.rpf archive. So it's telling us to go back. So let's go back to our main directory. So it's telling us to replace these, I believe. Oh, I already have that. So that's already done. Okay. So I'm not sure why it's telling us to drag that. I guess if you were to just move the mods folder over, then you would have to do that. Because let's see. Yeah. Because see, their mods folder only has update. So um, if the if you were to just move the mods folder over instead of um, doing it how I did it, then you would have to go back and add update in x64 from your main GTA folder. But we've already done that because we've already been modding. So that's um, it seems like they're coming from a place where you haven't even set the game up to mod yet and you haven't even created that mod folder yet, but we already have that created. So we're good to go there. What's this update folder? Yeah, so this is what it's telling you to copy over basically. Just another copy of it. So thing is, again, we already got all that good stuff. So we got the additional add-on or expansion, I guess, for vanilla expanded. Again, this one seems to be geared towards more traffic and vehicles. Appropriate DLC vehicles will now spawn in traffic, new vehicles, and pedestrians. Vanilla vehicles improvements and traffic rebalance. So, again, we might not necessarily be able to test it out, but I am going to make sure that the game is running properly with this installed. So let's start it up. Oh, why did I open OpenIV again? Let's start the game up. There we go. This game, I always say, it takes a bit of time to boot up, but I guess it's worth it. It's a lot to load, so guess that makes sense, right? All right, Cool. So first half, we're good. Let's boot up. Let's make sure it gets to the second half. There's always two spots. There's always two areas where you run into problems. Of course, there's only two loading parts, but either your game's going to shut down right away while you're trying to start up, or it gets to this screen. And a lot of times, if it gets to this screen, but then something else is wrong, it just keeps on loading there. So that's what I have experienced at least. Sometimes it will shut off after, but all right, cool. So everything loaded for us. So we know we got the installation done properly. And as I mentioned, it's probably going to be one of these things where I'm going to have to play around with the game and really be able to identify the differences. Um, Again, it does have them listed, and I'm sure if I go and try to get the cops after me, we may be able to see a difference right away. But think I'm actually gonna have to save that for another video. I want to reinstall some other mods, see how this kind of interacts with other mods, if other mods can still be installed. So stay tuned. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is we'll get that taken care of, and I'll mess around with the mod, and once I can kind of identify what the differences are, maybe I'll make another video to put out for you guys showing you actually a visual, maybe side by sides or something like that, like I typically like to do. And so we can really see what the difference is with this mod. But we know that it's been installed and the game is still running properly. So that's the main focus right now. I appreciate y'all watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I will catch y'all on the next video. All right, peace.